It has come to my attention that Mississippi Valley State's band will be performing at Trump's inauguration. Y'all, all money ain't good money. All attention ain't good attention now. Okay? It ain't. It ain't. Let's get into this. Let's speak on this briefly. Okay? Speak on this briefly. Y'all know I love Valley. I love the Mississippi Delta. Okay? So I am not coming at them like that. But we need to speak on this briefly. All right. But before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am your homeboy first, and this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on some again. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button. Put all your people on, turn on those post notifications. Make sure you fuck with our sponsor, the King McNeil Collection, for all your fraternity needs, sorority needs. If you're in the Divine Nine, you love somebody that's in the Divine Nine, go to kingmcneil.com or download the app. Just go peruse that thing. You're going to see something that you like or that they will love. All I ask is tell them first century. But yes, y'all, Valley's band is raising money to go play at Trump's inauguration. And y'all know Valley struggles to compete athletically compared to other schools in the SWAC, based on what I hear from others when they're discussing it. Seems like Valley's operating budget is less than other schools. You feel me? So you know that's bad, because hell, as a Jack State man, hell, our operating budget is less than a Southern Miss. It's less than hell a North Dakota State, shit like that. So for Valley to be even less than ours, I know that's tough. So I get it. I know, people always talk about how HBCUs are underfunded. I always bring up, goddamn it, the black people are underfunded. Near the end of Dr. King's life, he was talking about that money. He was saying we come to get our check. He was getting that we need some goddamn reparations, and we still don't have that. Okay, for slavery and Jim Crow, we still don't have that. So, and Valley is up there in the heart of the motherfucking Mississippi Delta. You feel me? Some great people have gone to Valley. Everybody I meet that's gone to Valley, what I'm talking about, they love it. So I feel it. This is not no Valley hate shit. I've seen some come across social media, and I don't even know what was the genesis of the discussion. I just see, are some people saying Valley need to be kicked out the SWAC or something? I don't know. I think I was seeing that. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, though, is please don't do this. I would hope that Valley does not do this. Again, this is coming from a Jackson State man, and I know we had Charleston White's bitch ass on our sideline at the SWAC championship with a goddamn MAGA hat on. I understand that. After what he said about Kamala Harris, after what he said talking about some a black bitch can't run shit. That's what that bitch said, and we let him on our sideline. I called that out. I told y'all before, I'm not just going to always say what the fuck you want to hear. I'm going to say what needs to be said. And so what needs to be said in this instance as well is we are at war. We're at war. This is an ideological war we're fighting. We really are. White supremacists like Trump have been on the war path since November of 2008. What happened November 2008 first? Barack Obama was elected president of the United States. And these motherfuckers been on 10 ever since. Trump is the backlash. He was the reaction to that. He was one of the main people pushing the racist notion that President Obama was illegal, that he wasn't born here. We need to see his birth certificate. His college grades can't be true. We need to see his transcript. This is the man we're talking about now. This motherfucker is a flaming racist. This motherfucker is the most openly racist president of the modern era. Real talk. Like, I would say America has only been a democracy since the implementation of the Voting Rights Act. And that was signed in 1965. So, it took a while to implement. So I would say, let's just say the 70s. I would say America has only been a democracy since the 1970s. Or if you want to say since 1965, have at it. From then to now, we can call that the modern era, where everybody actually has an opportunity to vote. The only candidates for president that have been as bold as this bitch has been, to my Trump, when it comes to racial rhetoric, that I can think of right off the top of my head, that just actually garnered a lot of support, was George Wallace. That's all I can think of. Former governor of Alabama who ran to preserve segregation. Like, even motherfuckers like Nixon, who was a racist, wasn't doing it openly by that time in this modern era. He wasn't doing it openly. There's some shit that came out on the Nixon tapes and things like that, but wasn't doing it openly. Ronald Reagan wasn't, saying shit openly. He did a lot of wink wink shit, like coming to the Neshoba County Fair, and he was doing a lot of shit on the wink wink there. And of course, we know what he did with on the on the light side of things. You could say turn a blind eye. To the poison being pushed into the black community in the 80s. On the other end, a motherfucker would say he helped orchestrate it. You got to figure out where you stand on that based on your research. So we know he did these things, but I'm just talking about with his rhetoric. With his rhetoric in public, he wasn't doing that. George W. Bush with his rhetoric in public. This motherfucker Trump, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. After George Floyd was murdered, and after folks were in the streets mad as hell about seeing a man be lynched, this motherfucker saying when the looting started, the shooting started. Meanwhile, he says he's gonna pardon his supporters that went in the U.S. Capitol, fucking shit up. This motherfucker that said when neo-Nazis and modern civil rights activists confront each other in Charlottesville, Virginia, this son bitch says there were fine people on both sides. Come on, man. This is shit he said publicly. This motherfucker that told a white supremacist organization, a terrorist group, the Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. All this shit the man did publicly. Calling Kamala Harris Kamala. Google Kamala wrestling. You'll see what he was getting at. This man is a flaming racist, y'all. And Mississippi Valley State University is a proud. historically black college. It is. It is. I don't give a fuck when nobody talking about I don't want no valley lead swag. Fuck that. I want I want motherfuckers like Jerry Rice to stimulate, pull a Dion and get your partners, get Joe Montana, get Steve Young, get the DeBartolo family. Like, to say we fuck with this school, Jerry went there, this school needs a, I want that to happen. You know what I'm saying? But I love Valley. I've been up there to Valley. I coached at Valley before. You feel me? When I was coaching track, had to go up there and we turned up. Turned up there at Valley. You feel me? But not this, y'all. Not this. Not this. I know the attention would be good. I know especially to see how the Boom has garnered all this attention with all everything the Boom been doing, performing at the Super Bowl, performing in the Rose Bowl parade. I get that. Okay. So I know doing all this kind of stuff gets you attention and is good for your university. But again, all money ain't good money and all attention ain't good. Not this. Not this. The motherfuckers don't fuck with y'all for real. Whoever donating this big money to y'all, probably conservative Republicans, they're just happy that somebody from Mississippi going up there to be with who they call daddy, which is wow. It ain't worth it, man. Y'all too proud for that. Y'all too proud for that, dog. So I hope it doesn't happen. But if it does, I know it's probably some real ones in that band that probably don't want to do it. You know, I stand with y'all if y'all, you know, I don't know how that works. If you choose not to go perform, how that would affect your scholarship. I don't know. I don't know how that shit works. Okay. I ain't gonna cap like I do. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sure it's some real ass motherfuckers from Valley that don't want y'all to go perform. You know, from the alumni standpoint, you know what I'm talking about? I stand with y'all as well. You feel me? Because we are at war ideologically with these folks right now. These people are clearly showing that they are at war with us. From all the shit that they're pulling. This anti-DEI shit that's anti-black. That's what that is. That's anti-black. Even though diversity, equity, and inclusion shit has the people who have benefited most from that have been white women. Anti-affirmative action, that's anti-black. Even though the biggest beneficiary of that program was white women. Anti-CRT, critical race theory, that's anti-black. Even though I used to teach high school history, I had never even heard the term. That's because the term comes from college. We were not teaching critical race theory, even though it's the truth. That racial discrimination is, like, you can see it in pretty much every aspect of the fucking nation, because this country was founded on, hey, white Europeans gonna come over here and take some land from Native Americans because they thought they were savages, and they thought that, hey, y'all ain't worth shit, we gonna take y'all shit. And then when they couldn't get the Native Americans to be slaves for them because Native Americans were dying and shit from diseases, and because the Native Americans knew this land, so they were able to escape more easily. And then they didn't want to pay, the rich white man didn't want to pay his fellow poor white man to go out there in the fields and do the motherfucking work. It's like, hey, let's bring black people over here from Africa to do the work. And then you come up with all these racist notions to justify that, because you're supposed to be Christian, but you got to justify in your mind enslaving another group of people. That's what this country's founded on, this racist bullshit. Even the country moving from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast, manifest destiny. That was racist. You felt like God ordained white people to take over this shit from sea to shining sea, and then taking over other shit, taking over Hawaii, taking them people culture backwards, and white man need to civilize y'all. All this shit is rooted and racism. So then when you look at the structures here today, whether it be the just criminal justice system, whether it be the healthcare system, whether it be the educational system, you still see the remnants of all these centuries of racism. So while I don't disagree with critical race theory, man, that was not in our curriculum. And we were teaching out of the curriculum. But they know that's a boogeyman. So when they say anti-CR, they are anti-CRT. Their code word, we're anti-black, and that stimulates a lot of motherfuckers that in their base to action. When they say they are anti-woke and we stopping woke, they're saying they're anti-black and they're gonna stop black people. We are at war. So we can't stand next to this motherfucker or any of his allies, y'all, because it gives him cover. It gives him cover. It makes people think he's not racist because they see black people next to him. So I'm still pissed at motherfuckers like Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell and any of these other motherfuckers that stand next to him, and it makes people think, oh no, he can't be racist. Look, they like him. They stupid as fuck. Or let me correct my grammar. They are stupid. They are very ignorant. Let's say it like that. Get the fuck out of here. We are at war. So please, I hope some way y'all back out of this. And I know that would be an act of courage to do that. January 20th, this motherfucker becomes once again the most powerful person in our country. And I know it may be political ramifications if you back out of this or something like that. I know that, but we have to be courageous, man. This is Fannie Lou Hamer's Mississippi. I'm reading a book about Fannie Lou right now, man, a biography of her. That woman was so fucking courageous. This is Medgar Evers, Mississippi. I read a book last year about him and Merle. That courage is in us, man. Hell, it takes courage for me to get right here and talk to y'all like I'm talking. But it has to be done. Okay? If we're going to be free, it has to be done. If you are a free person, you got to be courageous. Not fearless, because I have fear what might happen to me or happen to my businesses. How these motherfuckers might, can attack you through the tax code, by using the IRS on your ass. How they can attack you through the FBI monitoring your ass and shit like this, especially now that we got all this technology. It's easy for these motherfuckers to be hacking. They can be looking at me right now and listening to me right now. So I have fears. But courage shows up when you acknowledge that fear and you still do what the fuck needs to be done. Okay? So I hope y'all don't do this. But if y'all go through with it, hopefully it doesn't influence people to think that he gives a fuck about the Mississippi Delta or Mississippi Valley or HBCUs. Now people say, he gave all that money to HBCU. Man, get the fuck out of here. He did shit like that so he can do exactly what he be doing now. I saved your schools. Stop it. This is the same Republican Party that had Haley Barber. Remember Haley Barber, former governor of Mississippi, who was trying to combine Valley, Jack State, and Alcorn while Obama was in office, talking about we're not a racist country anymore. Obviously, look, we got black presidents, so obviously we don't need these institutions. Get the fuck out of here. Donald Trump don't give a fuck about no damn. He don't give a fuck about Mississippi. He don't give a fuck about the white Mississippians, to be honest with you, unless you got that bread. Maybe whoever owns C-Spire, maybe he give a fuck about them. I don't know. But he don't give a fuck about us by and large, including the white brothers and sisters in this bitch. So, goddamn way he don't give a damn about no Mississippi Valley State. So don't be fooled and don't help him fool the public. Put it on some.